All right, so now let's look at what to do if the guy traps your legs. Go up here.
Okay, so we're here. So when your opponent's trying to trap your leg, the key thing to figure out here is this right hand is either going to be on my leg or my lapel, and that'll dictate what I do. If he's holding the lapel, that's the more simple one here, like this. So I'm looking for this sleeve. Of course, I want to break and control this before he traps the leg. But sometimes you're going to mess up and it's going to happen. He's going to trap the leg, so go ahead and trap it. If he ever traps the leg while he's got the lapel, all I gotta do is lasso my left foot. I put the foot on the shoulder, just like you do with like the collar sleeve lasso stuff. I keep this sleeve because I wanna control this afterwards. Now if I push really hard with this, keep the lapel, it's okay. He'll keep the lapel even, but it gives me a lot of extra space to pull this leg back out. Once I come back out, I could either go directly to the bicep and start doing the low guard, or I could break past the body. Now I'm in this position here. I could try to go to Dela X. I could start bumping forward, turn this into sit-up guard. All those attacks start to open, right? So him trying to trap the leg is actually gonna give me access to this sleeve, right? So it's actually gonna give me access to this sleeve a little bit, right? So he's here like this. Notice too, to trap this leg, he can't be standing, step forward. So he can't be standing up here. He's actually got to step back to trap the leg, right? So he steps back, he should be on the lapel here, like this, right? I lasso the foot, push. Now this foot can come back out to the bicep or break past the body. Okay, now if he's trying to trap while holding the leg, it's a little bit different. Here it's harder. Sometimes you can still lasso, go ahead and go here. So if he's pushing on the knee like this, I could still lasso over this grip. Turn this way a little bit. Okay, so if I'm here and he traps this leg, trap it, okay? And he's on the knee, I could still lasso over this push and get this back out, and that's fine. But if he's more on my shin here, now it's a little bit harder, right? However, it's a little bit easier to off balance him forward. So sometimes when he tries to trap here like this, I just bump him forward a little bit, and now I can ankle pick, drive the knee into his knee here. Go back this way. I drive my shin into his knee here like this, right? So we're here, I have the grip, he goes to trap. Like this. So as he traps, I try to bump him forward so I can grab this. I use my knee, clip his knee, and it's very easy to loop my foot in and try to come up on top. Okay? Sometimes, if he really commits hard to go in here and trap it again, right? So trap it. Yeah. Here, I can bump him all the way up here like this, get the foot out and push the hip out and start working up here as well. So again, if I'm here and he grabs the lapel like this and he traps, go ahead and trap. I get the sleeve, lasso, push, foot to the bicep or past the body, we're back to the normal position. If he's controlling the leg and he's on the knee and he traps it, then I can lasso over, push, foot in the bicep, leg past body. If he's got the shin rather, now when he starts trying to trap here, start trapping, I try to bump him forward. If I can ankle pick, I clip him back there, loop this left foot in, and come up on top here. Or when I'm here and he traps the leg, right like this, now I can use this foot underneath to bump forward here. Now I can break this, go foot back to the hip, come back. Now I'm here. I can go Dela X, I could go to sit-up guard, go foot in the bicep, all this stuff opens back up, okay? So it's really important because that's gonna be one of the most common things the guy does is try to trap your leg. So preemptively, try to be aggressive on stopping that sleeve grip early, but if they do trap it, try to have those moves in mind.
All right, guys, so let's look at what to do if the opponent hides their sleeve in Dela.
There we go. So now I'm looking for the sleeve. So often, if the guy's going for the leg, then of course we get the sleeve, we start building off of the sit-up guard, low guard, all this stuff there. But guys are gonna start hiding their sleeve. Now the thing with this is if they hide the sleeve, they're less aggressive, so they can't really leg drag, they can't really trap the leg, so they're not really doing much. This hand here could either be on my leg or my lapel. We're just gonna have it on the leg for now. It's actually not gonna matter too much. So again, I start with the strong knee pressure here. What I want to do is if he's hiding the sleeve, I want to have my left elbow in tight and I'm going to pop up on my elbow. Let's turn it this way a little bit. Right. So what I'm going to do here is I have this knee tight. I'm looking for the sleeve. He's hiding the sleeve. So when he starts hiding the sleeve, I'm going to kind of come up on my elbow and start grabbing the collar. Okay, so the fact that he's not grabbing my leg makes me way more aggressive here because he can't control what this leg is doing. So once I grab this collar, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this collar this way. I wanna pull not into me, but to the side. So it's important when you sit up. You can't sit up by pulling this collar to like help you up because it's gonna do the opposite of what we want. I actually wanna hop up on my elbow. So I need to be able to do this without pulling. So like this, right? I can even rock this right leg a little bit if I need to. That's why, like I showed in the beginning, having that elbow in a little bit, it's gonna act as a support system. So I kind of pop this back. Once I get this collar, I want to pull it away from me to my right. That's gonna move his body weight this way just a little bit. Once that happens, now I can put the right foot on the floor and I circle around until I can get this De La Riva hook in. Once I get this De La Riva hook in, I'm now gonna put my toes back in his stomach here and I'm gonna fall back and knock him back. Let's scoot this way just a little bit. Perfect, right? So now once I scoot around and I can get this hook in, I'm gonna put my toes in the stomach and I fall and knock him back. From here, there's a lot of different options. I'm not gonna go super in depth. I'm just gonna do a very simple berimbolo, but you don't have to berimbolo from here. There's multiple options. If I wanted to berimbolo, I'm just gonna grab the hip here with my right hand. I'm gonna get my shin over top of his knee line. I'm gonna pull and invert here, and now I'm just gonna flip him up over and go for the back. Okay, so again, we're here. I'm looking for the sleeve. He's hiding the sleeve, right? I come up, I grab the collar, I pull to the side here like this. I start scooting around. Sometimes you can do it without tapping the floor. I can use my right shin here on his thigh like this to scoot until I get this hook in. If I have to, I can tap the floor. It's very easy to do this because he's not grabbing this, right? If I come up and he starts grabbing this though, I can always go back to the sleeve, break, and come back down. So I'm always kind of watching this. He won't grab. I go here and scoot around. Now I kick the toes in the stomach as I fall back, right? Once he falls back, I grab the hip. I get my shin over the knee line. I'm gonna invert through. I leave my right leg high. I clamp my left leg down, grab the far leg, pull him up and over, and go for the berimbolo. Again, the focus of this is not so much to do the berimbolo. If you want to work that, you can. I'm going to give a more simplistic option from here. Just the importance of having this threat, though, is very, very important. Because if you don't have a legitimate collar threat in this game, then he can just hide his hand the whole time. So you have to have that legitimate threat. Even if you don't want to berimbolo, you can just knock the guy over and then wait for him to come back up. Okay, so again, we're going to be here, scoot back a little bit like this. Right, so we're here. I come up on the elbow. I pull across here like this. I scoot back. I get this hook in. I'm going to knock him back here like this. Right, once he lands here, I'm going to grab his hip. Okay, and what I want to focus on is circle that way a little bit and just sit your hip on the floor. Okay, what I want to focus on here is getting my shin over his knee. Right, I don't want this leg out here. I want the shin over the knee. Now I grab the hip. I want to pull my head in and invert through. From here, I'm going to clip my right leg down and I clamp my left leg in. So it looks kind of like this leg down, this leg extends, like that. Once I'm here, I kick, I extend, I grab the far leg, and now it makes it easy to flip him up and over and start working here. So we're here, I'm looking for the sleeve, right? I grab the collar, I pull, start dropping him back, circle that way a little bit. Okay, I start dropping him back, grab the hip, shin over the knee line. Use the left heel, clamp in, pull him back, scoot back, and take the back.
All right, guys, so now let's look at a simple variation instead of doing the berimbolo.
So, same position, we're here, I'm looking for the sleeve, he's hiding the hand. I come up on my elbow, I pull the lapel across. This makes it really difficult for him to stay in front of me. I pull here and I kind of start scooting around. See how I circle my hip and I kind of crawl with the elbow? I can use my right foot if I need to as well. So I get the hook in, now I knock him back. So here, of course, we can go for the berimbolo, but if that's very complicated or you're newer, another easy option, let's turn all the way over this side here. Okay, so I just knocked him down. Another easy option here is once I knock him back, I can just put my foot on the hip, and now I'm gonna push his hip out and go to sit up here. Now I can go really high and grab this lapel, and now I can start playing the single leg guard series. In this case, I'm grabbing the near side lapel instead of the far lapel, but it functions the same, right? I just get this high lapel. Here I can start standing up on a single leg. If he tries to push this leg down, I can grab the sleeve and start bumping, and all the same series work, okay? So again, the idea is that when you do that backwards off balance, you don't have to do the berimbolo. Of course, it's a great option if you're good at it, but the primary goal is just to be able to off balance the guy backwards so that he respects you enough to have to start grabbing your leg. Right, so here, so I'm looking for the sleeve, he's hiding it. So I come up on the elbow, I go here. Again, if he starts re-grabbing here, get the sleeve, break it, and now I can go back down and do the other stuff. So he's hiding it, so really quick, I pull across as I move my body around and I adjust. I get the hook, scoot this way just a little bit. Okay, so I get the hook, I knock him backwards, and now instead of trying to go for the berimbolo, when he comes back up, come back up. I just push the hip out and go up into the single leg. I get high on the lapel here. If I want to come up, I just drive forward, put my right hand on the floor. I get my body weight behind his leg, and I just stand up. It's very easy to finish the single leg from here. Okay, we're here, right? So I'm like this. I come up here, knock him backwards. Now I switch my right foot to the hip. I kick the hip out, go high on the single leg grip. I get the lapel, keep my weight behind the leg. The more weight I drive into his leg, the harder it is for him to put weight on this foot, which makes it really easy to come up here. Now it's very easy to start dragging him, grab the leg, and finish from there.
All right, guys, now let's look what to do if he tries to step back forward. So go up.
Okay, so we're here, we have the pant leg. So now same start, I come up, I grab the collar, pull across. So now as I'm circling, he's really quickly gonna commit to re-grabbing this leg and he's gonna try to step back over it. So you come back, trap the leg, goes, yes, he's gonna try to step there. Now the thing is, because I'm up and I have this strong collar grip and I'm kind of pulling away, I have a lot of power to now fall back and rip and bump him with this foot. So that's what we're gonna do, right? So I'm here, I go for the sleeve, he kind of goes away, I go for the collar, now he goes back for the leg. As he steps over, step over the leg, I'm gonna use my right like shin under his tailbone. I fall back and I lift with my right shin under the body as I pull. This makes him really light and now I can lift this leg up. I'm gonna loop my leg under, I can go to the hip. Now I can start playing single leg X. If you want to, you can go in here, you can play X guard from here. I can start turning this into ankle locks as well and start attacking from there. There's a lot of different options you can do from there. Okay, so we're here, I'm looking for the sleeve, come up on the elbow, pull across, circle around, he chases, I bump. Now I lift the pants up as I fall back. As I fall back, it gives me a lot more momentum to lift. So as I lift his butt up, I just press the pant up, loop my foot under, can go to single leg X from here and start fighting. I can go to this modified X position. I can start turning it into an ankle lock. Everything opens from there. Have the pant leg, I'm looking for the sleeve, he's hiding, I come up. Go for the collar, I pull across, really aggressively chase it. So he has to make a big step. That big step he makes is what makes it so easy to start working underneath. Here, and attack from there.
Okay, guys, so again, it's really important in all the systems that you're doing the techniques at the appropriate time. If you really want to go for the bolo or take him backwards and he's really circling hard, chasing forward, you can't do the bolo. You have to embrace what he's doing. As he steps forward, you put the right foot under the butt, fall back, and bump. All right, guys, so let's look at what to do if our opponent is hiding the sleeve and also staying away from the collar grip. So go up.
Okay. So now we're here, I'm looking for the sleeve, he won't give the sleeve. So now he's like really high postured. So I could do the same thing, but sometimes the guy's just breaking this grip really quick, right? Like that, so then it's hard to kind of get anything. So one thing that can be good when the guy's being very passive like this, I can just try to pull this low lapel out like this. And now I'm gonna grab a low lapel grip, I'm just gonna push the hip out and we can use this to go straight to sit-up guard. Of course, there's a lot of other options, but again, this series, I'm just trying to give you a basic overview of stuff, and this fits so simply into that game. If you already did the sit-up guard game, you can now start putting all this together. Now I have the single leg threat. If he starts pushing this leg down, I can start bumping. All these threats start to open. Okay? So we're here. Right, I'm like this, I'm looking for the sleeve. He won't give it, so I go low on the lapel. I just push the hip out here, sit up, go really tight, get high on the lapel. If I can adjust to this higher lapel grip, that's always the best. Now I can start going forward, coming up on the single leg, start building from here. So we're here, like this, I'm looking for the sleeve, he won't give the sleeve. I can go straight from here. I can come up on the elbow to go for this, he breaks the grip maybe. Boom, okay, I grab this low lapel. The benefit of this low lapel is really hard to break, right? So now it's really easy to push the hip out. If you do work lapel guard stuff, this can be a good time to start switching to lapel guards, and you can start going to like the ring worm, reverse Dela worm. All these attacks will start opening. I'm not gonna go super in depth in that, but again, the idea is just, if you know some of the lapel guard stuff, this will naturally fit into this system, right? Okay, so we're here. Right, again, we're like this, looking for the sleeve. I sit up, I go for the collar, he's breaking, I can't get it. I go for this lapel. If he's like pulling that lapel away, I can go for this lapel, right? Push out here, feed the grip. Now I'm in the single leg guard, and I can start playing this series from here.
All right, so let's look at another really simple attack when the guy postures up a lot.
So now we're here, and then now what's going to happen is I'm looking for the sleeve, or he's postured really high. So now a really easy one you can do is when he's back a lot with everything, especially when he's up like this, I can just kind of use this butterfly hook to make him step close. Or even if he doesn't step close, I can just kind of bring myself to it really quick. If I can catch both ankles, I'll either use my knee pressure on this knee or this knee. It just kind of depends on where he's standing. But here I just buckle, knock him down. I can loop my foot inside and come up on top. Of course, it's not like a super fancy looking sweep, but oftentimes like simple things like that will work. And just starting to threaten that will make him start dealing with your leg, right? So like if I'm here, right, and we're like this, and I'm looking for the sleeve, and he won't do it, and now I start doing this a lot, he might start trying to grab my leg. Now he grabs the leg, I go back for the sleeve. So you gotta learn, this is why specific sparring in these positions helps so much, because it's speed, there's so many things the guy can try, you just need to spend a lot of time in one position. So we're here, looking for the sleeve, all right, so you're gonna being difficult with this, so then I just try to catch there, boom, right? Loop the foot inside, hold both legs, come up on top, and now start trying to pass here. I'm like this, right? So I'm here, maybe I try this one, and as I start doing this, he starts going back for the leg, so I bring the foot back out. Now I have the sleeve, I could go to low guard, break past the body, go to sit-up guard, Dela Riva X, all of it starts to mix together, right? So now, he breaks the grip, he gets away, okay, I go here, he won't give me this grip, right? So I just kind of do that, catch that ankle. Notice here, like sometimes, rather than me bringing him to me, I crunch up, and it makes it easy to come around. If I'm down here, it can be harder to get to it, so I can't move him, so I crunch up right there. Buckle, foot inside, and come up on top. All right, guys, so let's look at a couple different transition ideas. So once you understand all of these systems kind of separately and individually, you'll start finding interesting ways you can kind of connect them, right? So one really good thing you can do is if I'm here and I'm playing Dela Riva and I get this sleeve and I break the grip past the body, I can play all the stuff we played from here, but also it's very easy to now just put this left foot in the bicep. I can let go and start grabbing collar sleeve. Now I'm playing collar sleeve with the foot on the hip here. I can start attacking the triangle if he pulls his elbow tight. Now I can start doing collar sleeve on the near side. All these things start opening. If I go, he pulls his elbow tight, right? And then I try to go here. Now he kills this leg. Boom, I can lasso. And look, now if he keeps holding, double sleeve, right? It's all connecting. Now I can grab the ankle on this side. Now I'm playing Dela Riva on this side. Sit up guard on the opposite side. So just learning to start connecting all these positions together is gonna help a lot, right? So now like I'm pushing his hip out here. I go foot in the bicep, collar. Now I'm in collar sleeve on the other side. Here I can start attacking, going for a triangle. He pulls his elbow tight. Now I have collar sleeve with the Dela Riva hook and the foot in the bicep. Here I lasso, he holds, double sleeve. Break past the body, now I have double sleeve past the body. And you can just start learning to connect all these positions together, okay? So the next series, we're going to go into grip fighting, and we're going to talk a lot more about how do you go from no grips to trying to set these positions up. Of course, the more guards you have, the easier it is to grip fight because you have more positions you can lock the guys up in, right? So with this series, that's why I focused on the collar sleeve, the double sleeve, and the Dela Riva, is I think that they're the easiest grips to get to, right? Like some positions like X guard are great, but you can't just start the match with X guard, right? You have to work to it. So with these positions I showed, they're all built off of just getting a single sleeve grip or a single ankle grip, which are pretty easy grips to get. Once you get those and you learn to platform your game off that, it becomes very easy in the beginning of the match to go from no grips to getting an ankle to getting a sleeve to going to collar sleeve to doing a triangle.
Yeah.